Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Let's hear it for White Feather again. Such a blessing to be in that state of awareness. We're so blessed. Well, today's talk title is Stillness. So, with that, I want you to sit still for 1 minute, okay? I'm going to start timing us, and I'll ring my little bell when we're done. So just sit back, relax, and this will be a time of 1 minute. Okay, welcome back. When was the last time you were still for a minute in your life? Did that seem long to you, or was that a short period of time? Just check in. Just see how you feel about that, because it is from that point of stillness that all creative genius jumps into expression. Without those down times of quiet stillness so the infinite can impress upon us, if we're always broadcasting, we're never listening. And sometimes it's good to have a balance and to remember who we are in that way. Well, the April theme is the global heart vision, kinship with all life. We see a world in which kinship with all life prospers. We live in an abundant universe, yet the collective consciousness is always yelling at us that there isn't enough, that we aren't enough. How do we move past this? And I was driving down the street in Burbank, and there's a little one of those small theaters, little acting venue, and the title of the play was Beggars at the Banquet of Plenty. And I thought, gosh, how often have I been a beggar at the Banquet of Plenty? Because I wanted something else. Everything was presented to me, but I wanted something else. I wanted more of something else. And then I said, well, why don't I make do with what I have? Because why would the infinite give me any more if I'm not being a good steward of what I do have? And I had to get very still and look at what I do have. And I created a gratitude list of everything that I'm thankful for in my life, even the challenges, because out of those challenges brought me into a new awareness. You know, if you look at the biggest challenges in your life, there has been a miraculous blessing attached to it. And maybe you're in the midst of a challenge right now, and you can't see that miraculous blessing right now, and that's okay. Just know that it's there for you. I like to say, this too is good, this too is God, and I demand to see the blessing in this right here and right now. And every day the world will drag you by the hand yelling, this is important, and this is important, and this is important, and you need to worry about this, and this, and this. And each day, it's up to you to yank your hand back and to put it on your heart and say, no, this is what is important. this is who and what I am. We need to take that moment and take our hand back from the little child that wants our attention, our inner little child that is having a tantrum about not having or wanting to do something else, and say, I love you, little child, but right now I need to focus on love and stillness and peace and harmony. And from that little child will be filled to overflowing. But if we listen to that child, we'll be going from one fire to the next like a pinball machine. Ding, ding, ching, ding, dong, bong. Running in your life to put fires out. I don't choose to do that anymore. Now, there's times that I have to give attention in certain areas that are demanding that I do something right now. But if I can, when presented with a situation, be still, I'm usually blessed with an incredible genius idea that I wouldn't have thought of if I was running to put out a fire. You know what I mean? It's just a different consciousness level. Be still and know that you are God. Now, when you say that, you must be very aware of what that means. Be still and know that you are God. Now, I am God. I'm the only God is not the right interpretation. Knowing that you are a part of God is the right interpretation. Nobody, nothing is not part of God. There's not a spot where God is not. To say that that was made by God, but this wasn't, is to live in duality. That this is and this isn't. But it's all God being used in different energy forms of positive and negative. And you get to choose. Is this a positive or is this a negative? And like I said in the invocation, the universe always says yes. Yes, my love. What can I bring you? And if you say, isn't it awful? And they're always doing that to me. And I don't have enough. The universe always says yes. Let me show you how awful it is and how you don't have enough. You're demonstrating the law perfectly, and you think that the law doesn't work. Because you're thinking about what you don't have, and energy flows where your attention goes. And if your attention is what doesn't work, and how bad it is, and isn't it awful, and the universe is showing you by sending you more bills because you say, well, I need money. And you get the want of money. But when you say, I am abundant, I have everything I need. And it is a miraculous energy that provides for me. I am but a part of God that recycles the energy of love, of light and truth. The infinite blesses you in that way with love, light, and truth. See, it's a subtle energy shift, but it makes a huge difference. Science is telling us of the various disasters we can expect if we don't do something now about this earth. Others are telling us that it's a lie and that there's no such thing as global warming. We just have to look at our world to see what's really happening. We can feel it. That if, as we start to change to renewable energy, we feel better. We can tell something shifts there. When we go to solar, there's an energy there of using that solar energy. This is an old Indian saying by Chief Seattle. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together, for all things connect. Truly, there is only one of us here. It is God expressing as the billions and trillions of little light forms that we are. It could only express as itself. Just like if you take a piece of apple pie out of the pie, it's still apple pie. It doesn't change into cherry just because you took it away. And we have been created out of that same energy of God, as God, is God. But we were given the gift of choice and freedom. We get to express any way we want. You get to pick your own favorite color. Unless, your parents said, well, your favorite color is going to be blue, and that's just how it is, and no matter how old you are, you'll always be blue, your favorite color. Well, that only lasts so long until you see purple, and, then it's all over, right? But we get to choose. So how does life get to be the way it is? By the decisions and the choices that we make every day. And it's in the subtle change in choice. One day we decide not to drink Pepsi and to drink water. It's a subtle change. And it may take you some time, took me some time, but you feel better. You see it in your life, and you express differently. There's a wonderful YouTube video out there of an eating area in a shopping mall. And there was a plastic bottle on the floor right next to the trash can. And it seemed like hundreds of people stepped over the plastic bottle. And then a person stopped and picked up the bottle and put it into the recycling bin. And as they did so, suddenly people came out of hiding places cheering loudly for the person who had picked up the bottle. It was a setup. They wanted to see how long. And when somebody actually picked it up, all these people in the mall, yay, they clapped for this person. Yay, you did it, yay. And they're like, oh, I was just picking up the bottle that was there. After seeing this video, I started to notice that when I was walking by a piece of trash, when I would have, it would have been so easy to pick it up. Though I must say that when I did, I wanted to hear the cheering. I wanted to hear everybody cheering me, putting that little piece of trash in the trash can. Oh, you guys didn't see that, huh? Or you just couldn't stoop down to get that, right? I had to ask myself, did I only want to take care of my world when someone else was watching? And that hit me hard. There's times when we're going to do things and we're not going to get any recognition. My parents are from an entertainment field, and I've done a lot of acting in plays and such. Been, mostly on the backstage side. And if you've ever been involved in a play or anything like that, the program comes out, right? And it lists all the players and all the people that have helped. Well, there's always going to be people that aren't acknowledged, because sometimes at the last minute somebody will change a certain area, or someone will go away and somebody has to fill in. And I was in stage crew, and a couple of the guys that were on stage crew didn't get acknowledged for being a certain stagehand in this play. And they were kind of pulling back their energy from participating fully because they weren't on the playbill as helping. And Mr. Wilson, lovely teacher of drama and choir and music, stepped in and he said, you know what, guys? Do you know how many millions of people are in this industry that never get recognized but still do their job to the fullest because they believe in the product? These guys were like, oh. He said, do you like doing what you're doing? Because if you don't, we can find you something else to do. And they got it. It doesn't matter if you're acknowledged or not. It matters how well you do your job. When an actor or actress is in a movie. And we've all seen Academy Award-winning portrayals where you're drawn into that picture. You're crying or you're laughing by this scene that's being shown. Now, that actor didn't say, okay, I'm going to take this role and I'm going after the Academy Award. Some may. But usually an actor takes on a role because they resonate with it. They feel that they can portray that. And as a byproduct, they win the Academy Award. They didn't set out to do that. That's a byproduct of doing what you love to do. So when you see something in the world that needs to be done, just do it. We are the hands and feet of the infinite. We are the angels of the universe. Now, there may be other angels and guides and things we don't see, if you believe in that sort of thing. But in this manifest world of form, if we want to move something, we must pick it up and move it and put it down. And we're the only people that can do that. So if you see something that needs to be done, take a moment and be still. And then do it. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. If we are really living in an abundant world, how can we change our thinking to change what we experience and feel prosperous? First, we have to realize how we've bought into various belief systems and start thinking for ourselves. Realize how we've been hypnotized by fear. Hypnotized by fear. Be still and know. And this breaks the hypnotism experience. You know, if we do what we've always done, we're going to get what we always got. You can't solve a challenge in your life with the same mind that created the challenge. You must change your thinking to change your life. And if you want something to change, you must take a different perspective and look at things differently. Take it out and look at it from the side. Take a break and be still. And you ever been working on something and you just couldn't figure it out? It's just, there's no answer to this. And you walked away and you came back and you said, I'm just going to try it again. Oh, there's the answer. It's right there. But I didn't see it before because I was so caught in the challenge that I could not see what was before me. What if you started to think of everything as God? Really believe that everything is God. Realizing that if God is all there is, how could there be anything against us? How could there be anything to actually fear? And what would you attempt to do in your life if you knew you could not fail? If you took out the element of fear and failure, and you know, I would not play in life for so long for the fear of failing or doing it wrong and being embarrassed in front of my peers, or what if I failed my driving test, or there's things in life we just don't try because we think we can't do it. But we have to take it in little bites and start doing what we can do where we can do it. If we change our beliefs from fear about the environment or other races or aging or food or our bodies, and deepen our awareness of the connectedness of all life, our world and everything will appear prosperous. It's that subtle shift. This is a quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson. It says, "We have a genetic kinship with all life on earth, an atomic kinship to all matter in the cosmos. So when I look at the universe, I feel large because I remind myself, if that is not only who we are and living in this universe, that the universe is actually living within us. We are the universe. So be still and know. Be still and know what you want. You know, so many of us don't demonstrate because we really can't decide on what we want. We say to the infinite, please, just tell me what I want and bring it to me. And the infinite says, please, tell me what you want and I'll bring it to you. It's like pulling up at the Home Depot and saying, I'm building a house, just load up my truck. Just give me all you got. And usually you get the leftover stuff because the people who knew what they wanted went right to the aisle they wanted and selected the good, straight pieces of board. You have to build a foundation. You have to know what you want and select carefully. And if you don't get exactly what you want, choose again. That's the beauty of this. When we go to a restaurant and they bring us out our grilled cheese sandwich and it's on rye bread and we ordered it on wheat, do you just eat it and go, well, this is, I guess, all they had? No, you say, no, I ordered it on wheat. Please bring this back. And it's okay to reorder because sometimes, you know, the universe wants to be sure you know what you want, so it brings you something else to see. Will they settle for this? Are you going to eat this anyway? Well, that's where you are in consciousness. I hate that saying. Oh, well, what's in your consciousness? Well, it happens to be this, but it's changeable. You can change your life by simply thinking differently, and you attract something different. So in conclusion, I read an interview with Richard Gere, and he shared a Buddhist practice he started doing many years ago. And he said no matter what he was doing or where he was, whoever he met on the way, be it person, animal, plant, or insect, he would silently say, I wish you happiness. I wish you happiness. He said it was important that this was the very first thing he thought, and that it could completely change what was going on with his interactions. I wish you happiness. I wish you happiness. Try it and see how much things change in your life. I believe you will feel the kinship with all life and how prosperous it is to you. Be still and know that you are God. And so it is. Amen. Okay. And now we have our congregational song, and so it is. God is all there is. I am one with the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am grateful for it all. I release it and let it go. Well, it's time for our healing prayer now. So if you'd like to take a soft focus on the candle, or just go within, let's pray together now. There is a love. It is in everything and as everything. It is the bliss we feel, the love we feel for life itself. And I know that each one of us is a divine emanation, creation of the wisdom of the universe and its desire to express. So I speak my word of love. Anyone, anywhere who has ever asked for prayer is blessed right here and right now. I may not know what challenge you're walking through, but I know the infinite does. And I know that it is right there in the midst of it. Whatever situation it is, we turn away and we turn into what we believe. We literally turn into God. Truly, we have always been the infinite. But now we give thought and life to our dreams, to our beliefs, and to turning into what we choose. Turning away from whatever challenges there were. Not to deny them, but not to give them any more power. We say thank you. Thank you, life. Thank you, love. Thank you, divine creative wisdom, for this power, for this presence, and for the truckloads of good that are happening in our life right now that we may not be aware of. For we are always blessed. We have always been blessed, and we will always be blessed. How could we believe anything else for this moment? So I accept this. I accept this as who and what each one of us is. And I release, letting go completely, placing these words into law. The law of good, of God, divine emanation, where they are returned to us in manifest form, by belief, by experience, and by the abundance of the universe showing itself in miraculous ways. I invite those miracles as everyday experiences right here and right now, as together we say, and so it is. Amen. It's time for our love offering. If the ushers would come forward. I want to just say that this center is completely supported by your love. And we are not riding on any bequests. We are not getting multi-million dollars from that tower out back, although we did at one time. But we are completely supported, and this building was created by people who aren't even here anymore that loved us enough to give us this gift. And we are giving this gift to those that follow us by continuing in this consciousness and allowing this place to be that place where people can come and remember who they are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is. say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to demonstrate the infinite in this world of form. They are collected with love and in love and used in love in this community in a way that expand the consciousness and allow this place to be a place where people can come in safety and in love and remember who they are in freedom and in perfect peace. We are so grateful. I bless anyone, anywhere who has ever given or ever will give to this center. All are blessed, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Okay, we have a little bit more music this morning, so White Feather, please grace us with your tongues. Let's hear it for White Feather.